how to move forward to increase profitable growth. Any partner is going to want to know this, or any managing director, down to the junior that's on a bit of a bonus schedule. So increasing profitable growth, in your experience, Joanna, or the cases you're working on, what do you say about that?
Well, I know I'm preaching to the converted. You're all here at a networking event, and this is a BD activity, but it's really important to think broadly. So I talked about knowing who your clients are and what services you're delivering for them. I've got what I call my proactive P's framework, so I shall briefly talk about that. So the first one, positioning, is that clarity. Which services are you really selling to what client? And thinking about that client in depth, you know, what media do they read? Where do they typically live? What socio-demographic information? Trying to do that in-depth work to think about who am I going to market to find and with what. It might end up you do other work that comes to you, but you need to be focused on something. So that's positioning. Profile and presence is actually doing things to raise your profile and your presence. So that could be at a very basic level, having a great LinkedIn profile, bit of visibility on there. You know, thinking about what do I, as a professional services individual, want to be known for, and being really clear on that. So that's quite an individual piece very often, but thinking about that. Third P is prospecting. So actually, I want to find this type of client. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do that? So networking could be one manifestation of that. Another could be writing articles. Another could be going to certain conferences, building strategic relationships, whatever might sit there. Fourth is people skills. Do our people actually bother to build rapport? They make people want to work with them, even if their potential clients they meet don't have a problem now. Would they call them in 2 months' time? I was having a conversation with someone at a networking event the other day, and this lady came up. She pretty much barged in. She did what I called the business card hand stab, shoved a card in our hands before barely saying hello. No, it wasn't you, don't worry. And then she said, yeah, so I'm so-and-so. I'm this kind of lawyer, actually. I think she was. What do you do? Oh, right, that's nice. Bye. She literally did that. Ooh, incredible. The people skills were absolutely zero. And we're never going to call her, are we?
Were you in the circle? Of when the stabbing, were you in the circle? You knew what you were.
It was just two of us chatting. And the last one is politics, because actually to do all of this well, you need to work out the politics of your own organisation. So the person I talked to you about earlier, the individual, she's quite junior to be doing BD and being so proactive. I think it's amazing. But I've said to her, you've got to navigate this carefully with the partners in your organisation. Otherwise, they could start saying, well, who is this person? What do she think she's doing? But also, we need to be able to navigate the politics within our client firms as well. So thinking about all of this as an individual, but as a firm, and considering, does your firm have a business development structure and culture? And I've defined what that is already. So lots of people contributing to BD and it part of business as usual. So thinking about that is, does that exist? And if it doesn't exist, then you need to think about the strategy for BD. Who are our clients? What are we selling? What's the involvement of different people in the firm and convincing them they need to be involved? What activity do we need to be doing? So thinking about that prospecting to attract the clients we want and find them. The training. Are we training people? It's no good sending people to networking if they have no idea how to navigate the room. It'd be a disaster. It'd be negative for your organisation. And finally, internalising. So making sure as a firm you're regularly reviewing what's happening with BD. It's part of everyday discussions. Now, if you feel you have got a structure, that's brilliant. If you can tick those boxes, usually it's about some very in-depth upskilling of some of your key people. And that's the conversation I was having this morning with the client. Did they need a structure putting in, or is it just some core upskilling? And we need to do some more thinking about that to see. So BD is everyone's business. Everyone in your firm who has contacts with clients is doing BD. So my question to you is, what do you need to focus on? Thank you.
I would say people skills are extremely taken for granted, which goes with the coaching, the guidance, the senior partners, senior managers, confiscating the best clients and not getting the getting the message across. And how many clients, and I'm guilty of myself here, and speak for David as well, and the client will come up 2 years later, oh, didn't know you do that. Well, actually, I've been telling you for the last 5 years, sir, but perhaps delicately, if ever, not my middle name delicate, but I didn't know you do that, and that's almost interesting. They don't know you don't know doing it. It's nice of them to mention it, but it's a little bit of an insult, because I thought the messaging was probably okay at the time.
Yeah, I mean, what people don't do enough is they don't get to know their clients enough.
Yes.
Think of how can I help them more broadly.
Yes.
People often say, oh, my client invited me to this event, but I didn't go because I know them already. I was like, if they've invited you, they like you, go. Build that relationship, have broader conversations than you would normally have with them in just a typical work meeting. So really important to build that rapport and be that person's trusted advisor, because they then come to you for more. So the project I'm doing at the moment, she's already come to me and said, do you know anybody who does X? Do you know anybody who does Y? And I do build relationships with other strategic people, so I have been able to refer people in. It helps them, it helps me look good because I can help my client, and then they start to talk to you about more and more of their challenges, and that's good all round.
I know relationship starts with a capital R, but will you put relationship in with people skills?
Yeah, I mean, it flows into all of those things really, but yes, it really is in people skills. How do I build rapport? This was a real gap with the firm I'm working with at the moment. I can see they just don't make any effort to get to know their clients. And most professional services, people are buying it. It's a bit of an emotional decision, whether it's about their money, some legal issue. So it's not just transactional, even if it's corporate, actually. So we do need to think about these are people I'm dealing with. And if they don't feel like they connect to you and there's rapport built, they'll go somewhere else and you've lost them.
I think a sales trainer, not a business coach, a sales trainer once said, lawyers, accountants, IFAs, wealth managers, pretty much, and other professional fields, and virtually covering the room, the client doesn't go to you because of don't go for you always for your expertise, because they assume, the client assumes you've got the expertise because you're qualified, and they say but they go because of, I can build a relationship with this lady or gent, and if you can't get on with your divorce lawyer, you're not going to use them. I speak for my chairman on that one, not myself. But it was actually a good point. He was trying to make a point years and years ago. I said, well, if you don't, unless you like your lawyer, you're not going to use them.
No, and it's the way you differentiate.
Wherever that field is. Anyway.
Technical skills are very comparable, I'm afraid. It's rare someone's got real standout technical skills over someone else. So it's the relationship piece that makes a difference.
And the 5 Ps with the R in the middle.